Hello and welcome to Ask MotorInc. On this episode, we're discussing motorcycle airbags, good things, bad things, and should you consider buying them. Before I go into it, you should know that we did have a few episodes of Ask Motoring out already in which we've answered multiple questions. We are trying to find the right balance that works the best for you and us. You will see episodes where we've answered a lot of questions in not a lot of detail. We're going to try an episode where we're going to answer fewer questions in a lot more detail. And on this episode, I'm trying out answering just one question, but in a lot of detail, and to see what works better for how we approach information and what we do with it. If you do have questions though, go on to Circles, which is a part of the Motoring app. Use the hashtag AskMotoring. Kartikeya is there, I am there, and a lot of our community members are there who will immediately try to help. What I love about that community, they're like-minded people, they're intelligent, they're curious, and they're sensitive. And it feels like they can never judge a question as a stupid question. They just want to help, which is absolutely amazing. Because these episodes take a limited number of questions, we do answer Ask Motoring questions on Circles in text. Today's question is from Sharan. That's his username on Motoring Circles. And what he's asking is, what are our thoughts on airbags for motorcycles? Do we recommend them, consider them essential? Should we prioritize and get one? And the reason he's asking for this is because apart from the fact that certain international brands do offer airbags or airbag equipped riding gear in India, there is a brand called Neo Kavach, which is in some way associated with Helite, which is also an international airbag company, and those airbags are available in India. Now, background, when Dainese first created a airbag jacket, it was called the Smart Jacket. I immediately went out and bought myself the first version of that jacket, which was about 55 or 60,000 rupees. I have used it on and off for, I'm going to say, about 6 months, which generally means about 25,000 kilometers in my case. Then I bought a pair of leathers, which were also Dainese, but they were used leathers from some racer, and they were equipped with airbags as well. And I did fall off the bike at the racetrack. The airbag did deploy, so I do have some amount of experience as to how this process works. The first thing you have to decide about airbags is what kind of airbag do you want to consider. The high-tech ones have electronics built into them which decide when the airbag should trigger and try to protect you, and the lower technology ones, which is not necessarily a bad thing, usually use a tether where you attach yourself to the bike with a cord of some sort, and when the cord snaps, as in you're being separated from the motorcycle, the airbag deploys. The specific one that Sharan is referring to, that Helite brand, they have always preferred to do the removable cord system. Now, the removable cord system generally also make it easier for you to replace the canister, the gas canister that inflates the airbag, which is usually the easiest ones to find as CO2 or carbon dioxide canisters. Some of the more complicated system will use rarer elements like helium or argon. They're rarer in India because getting replacement canisters isn't easy. Most airbags, once you deploy, will require the manufacturer to replace the canisters. It's just the very latest generation which have started to say it's high tech, it has electronics, but you can replace the canister yourself. Some of them try to get around this problem by saying you can have two deployments. So one canister deploys, then the other one deploys, and only then do we need to, as a manufacturer, check the bag. So first, this is not an easy ownership experience unless it is a local company. And India doesn't really have local manufacturers, and therefore I would want to gravitate towards a brand that says you can replace the canisters yourself. We use the cheap and easily available CO2 canisters instead of something more complicated, and because it has no electronics, it is a cord, it is relatively simple to use. I have met racers who do use Helite corded systems. When I see them getting on the bike and getting off the bike and having to work with the cord, I know that it is not the most convenient way to do it, because you have to remember to untether yourself from the bike, or you'll be walking away from the bike, and one of two things will happen. Either the bike will fall over because you forgot to untether yourself, or the airbag will go off. And when airbags go off, replacements are also very expensive. But the primary reason why I'm still not convinced about you being able to use an airbag every day is that they are just not comfortable to wear for our conditions yet. I am absolutely no doubt that the safety quotient that the airbag gives you over and above riding gear, absolutely no arguing with it. The numbers are stunning, where a back protector versus an airbag, a top of the line back protector is 7 times inferior to an airbag. There are airbags that are even better than that. So I am not disputing the safety quotient of the airbag at all. And if you're riding in a place where the weather is always temperate or cold, adding an airbag to your current setup, even if it's bulky, should not make any difference, but that's not where most of us live. So the first problem I faced with the Dainese Smart Jacket, we were so warm that it became more and more and more of a mental challenge to say it will protect me, so I should wear it. And I finally defaulted to the fact that I have a triple A abrasion resistant jacket, CE rated. I have level 2 armor. I have a back protector. If I didn't have a space for a chest protector, I made those pockets with a tailor, and then I had chest protection. I'm willing to wear this, but I'm not willing to wear the airbag everywhere. When I went out on the highway for the third time, and the third time that wearing the airbag became such a mental block, saying, oh, it's going to be so hot, it's summer, it's 40 degrees outside, I want to be wearing this. That was the last time I used the airbag. And what happens with Dainese's gear, the reason why I would probably never buy Dainese again, is the zipper start failing. And when such expensive gear, it's the zipper that fails, it's really, really heartbreaking. So the upshot is, airbags, extremely safe things, no doubt about it. Still extremely expensive things, also no doubt about it. Still extremely inconvenient and uncomfortable things to wear too. This is the big stumbling block for me. If somebody can figure out an airbag that has a mesh front and a mesh back so the air can get through, I think it will make it enormously easier to use airbags every day, and that's the primary issue. The second issue I have is, remember that airbags get added on to your gear and they only replace the armor and not the gear. Why that is important is, if you consider an airbag's price to range between 20,000 rupees and 50,000 rupees, that being the corded do-it-yourself to the high-tech, everything is taken care of with electronics and IMUs or whatever. If you take that as the span, remember that this is coming to you on top of a jacket, of trousers, of gloves, of boots, and a helmet. Once you have those 5 things, on top of that, an airbag adds to your safety. And in terms of convenience, you could remove the armor, some of it, and then have the airbag replace those pieces of armor, which is primarily just the chest armor and the back armor, while giving you additional protection for your collarbone. That's it. This is the trade-off that you're playing with. For most of us, I think investing in great riding gear is step one. You should be thinking about airbags if step one is done. If you are not at step one yet thinking about airbags, keep an eye on them. This is evolving technology. It will get more convenient. It will get less expensive. It will be easier to buy. In India, it will be easier to service, etc., etc. I don't think we are there yet. So I have had an airbag deploy. I see what it does. I see how nice it feels when you land on your chest, but the airbag is taking the impact, etc. I'm a fan. Would I spend more money to buy one of the latest generation airbags today from companies like Neo Kavach or Helite or Dainese or Alpenstars? Not yet. I would like to see a high-tech airbag at a reasonable price, which I can service at least for 1 or 2 deployments myself before I have to send it back to the manufacturer. I would like that manufacturer to have a service setup which is easy to access and reasonably priced here. And it has to be mesh so that when I put it on and go out into the heat, the airbag is not work. The airbag is just naturally a part of how I ride. We're not there yet. That's a big, deep answer into what I think about airbags today. And I think that the day will come when airbags will become a lot more convenient. They'll be a lot easier to purchase and use. I can't wait for that day because the safety upgrade is 100% a huge upgrade. Can all of us do it? Not yet. This is the experiment where I wanted to say, what happens if we take an Ask Motoring episode and answer just the one question? Do let us know what you think. We have, again, 3 ideas, lots of questions, short answers, some questions, more informed answers, and one question, large answer. Tell us what you prefer in terms of format, and we'll try and see how we can adapt this format to become even more useful. If this episode has piqued your curiosity and you would like to ask us a question, come to Motoring Circles. Use the hashtag AskMotoring. Download the app is free. Circles, using it is free. You'll meet a lot of very nice, interesting, curious, intelligent people there. I love the community. I have started to spend more and more time on Motoring Circles because it's so much fun. And since it's an automotive conversation, I'm not technically just mindlessly scrolling past reels and stuff. I do really enjoy it. I'd love to see you there. So if you have questions, please use the app. Let us know what you think, and do give us feedback on this episode, which is obviously very different from how Motoring First has been so far. Thank you.